In this video, I want to talk about the old way versus the new way of marketing your building company. Now, I know I've got the voicey croak thing going on, so just the croaky throat thing going on. So just bear with me. The reason why I want to talk about this topic, the old way versus the new way of marketing your building companies, we have a lot of conversations with building companies who are wanting to take things to the next level, and a high percentage of them are still marketing their building companies the old way. Now, I do want to share this with you because I feel like if you guys can understand this really early in your journey or anywhere in your building journey, I think when you understand this, it's going to help you take things to the next level. If you're wanting to grow your building company, if you're wanting to attract the right type of clients, so you don't get caught at the end of a project hoping for another project to come on board, and if there isn't, then you go through this really dark lull phase. So we want to get rid of the, flick the dip, we want to get rid of that lull, and I'm going to show you how in the new way we do that. To put it in its simplest form, the old way versus the new way. The old way is a reactive way of marketing. So this way is relying on referrals, relying on word of mouth, thinking that all you have to do is a good job on the project and that's going to be enough to grow your building company. And also thinking that you can't say no to jobs because of the limited amount of leads that you have coming in. So you have to say yes in order to keep things afloat. See, that's the old way of marketing and growing your building company, because that's a very reactive way. You have no power within that, right? The new way is a proactive way. It's building an online presence. We live in a digital era. Everybody is doing their due diligence and investigating who you are, and they do that online, right? So they need to look at your website. Your website needs to be functioning. They're going to be looking through your social media. They're going to be looking at your Instagram. They're going to be looking at your Facebook. Is your Instagram and Facebook up to date? Do you guys have photos of recent projects, completed projects on there for them to consume? Is there a face to the brand? Is there somebody in the brand for people, prospects to connect with before they even call you or speak to you in person? So one, it's building an online presence. Two, it's putting a face to the brand through social media. And you can do this by creating educational content, creating value content online to give to an audience to help them make a better and more informed decision in their building journey. You can also do this by having a brand story video. That's what we do a lot of, which is telling the story of your company and how you guys, where you guys came from, the unique value proposition within your company, and then also how you guys can help change the lives of your building customers. And a part of that is also posting regular, keeping up to date. People, the biggest issue online today is trust. There's a lot of suspicious minds out there. People, with the rise of AI, the trust factor is decreasing. So our efforts must increase to build that trust factor, right? Now, I've said this before many times, is that nobody wakes up in the morning and wants to get ripped off. Everybody wants a fair deal. So we have to make the buying decision and make it easy for a customer to decide to engage with us by building credibility online, building trust online. This is it. That's the new way of marketing your building company. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Andy, well, that's pretty simple. Like, we've got a website, we've got a social media, mate. Things are still the same. Just because you've got a website and just because you've got a social media, that's like base one. That's like the first level. You have to audit your website. Is there a simple call to action for people to engage with us? Not just a contact us page, but a request a consult button for people to click on, fill out a quick form, and then that gets sent to email, and then you can call them within 24 hours. Is the messaging dialed in? Are you guys speaking to a niche? Do you guys have a specific type of build that you guys want to specialize in? For example, granny flats, second dwellings, or for example, sustainable homes, or it could be able access homes, or it could be high-end renovations, or it could be new builds only. And if it is this, is that clearly portrayed through your website? And if not, add that messaging and then ensure that there's photos there, that there's videos there, right? And keep them recent. The same applies to social media. You've got to have some content that's going out there, that's building trust, it's valuable in the market. And if you're doing these two things and you're still finding that it's stagnant, or if you're still finding that, Andy, we're doing these two things, but things aren't necessarily moving. The third and final piece of the puzzle is having a marketing system that is actively promoting your brand, your building company in the market 24/7. And more specifically, what I mean by that is running Facebook and Instagram ads and or Google ads. Facebook and Instagram ads are ads that are going to be running on social media 24/7. So when you guys are asleep, when you guys are on site, there is content that's going out targeting new prospects. Because when you're posting organically, that's just going within your reach. That's just going within your existing network, people who like, XYZ building company, that's just here. When you start posting ads, these ads don't just reach in here, they go out, right? And because the buying cycle for a building company is so long, when people decide to engage with the builder, right? There's a process involved in that, and that process takes time. In that time, we want to build trust. You got to think about this logically, right? When somebody sees an ad on Facebook or Instagram, they click on that ad then takes them to a website or to a landing page. They're going to investigate you further, right? To a certain point, they'll be like, okay, these guys look cool, we might engage with them. And at that point, they'll either A, call you, or B, put it on the back burner and call you at another time. That person then goes about their life, their day-to-day life. They may remember you, they may not. So what we want to do is we want to then continually show up in their lives to remind them, hey, don't forget about us. Hey, remember that building project you wanted to do? And then at that point, the amount of touch points increases and the likelihood of them engaging you increases as well. So the power of Facebook and Instagram ads is you're not just reaching new prospects, you're also creating more touch points with the same people who have seen you before, right? So this increases the chances of them reaching out to you. Now you might be thinking as well, Andy, we've got 2-3 projects lined up for the rest of the year. That's fine. That's great. But at the end of those 2-3 projects, you're gonna need more projects, right? And if you want more of the right type of projects, sometimes those projects take a little while to nurture. So you want to start planting those seeds now so that in 6 to 10 to 12 months time, you can start, as soon as these jobs finish, you're then in conversation to kickstart these jobs as well. Or there might be some crossover. But if you're not doing at least that, if you're not adding more leads to your funnel, by the time these projects come down, you're left to then just rely on your referrals. You're left to just rely on word of mouth. And that's the cycle. That is the cycle. That's the old way of marketing and the old way of growing your building company is you just hope if you do a good job, you'll just rely on referrals and you'll get business. And whilst that can happen, a lot of the times it's only to a certain point and there's no control over that. And if things go south and if things get quiet, you have no power. You're not there pulling any levers. And what I mean by pulling a lever is when you're running ads, when you're actively putting your brand out there into a new market, it's like you're pulling down a lever and you're pulling leads in, right? And they pull them into your ecosystem and then they're engaging with your website, engaging with your social media. They're liking you, they're liking the brand. When they're ready to engage with you, they engage with you, right? And you as a business owner will feel more confident. You as a business owner will experience less stress in the marketing and the growing of your building company because you're gonna see more leads. You're gonna be a lot more optimistic as opposed to the reactive side, which is just relying on referrals. Now, referrals are great, but this is all about taking a proactive approach. And you might be also thinking, hey Andy, we've tried Facebook and marketing ads before, or we've tried Google ads before. That's cool, and I hear that a lot. But when I dive in a little bit deeper, they've tried it for a couple of months, 3-4 months, or sometimes even a year. And then I look at their ad account and I go, okay, that's interesting. I look at their ads and their ads are trash. Their ads are just like these generic, crappy ads with some very half-assed, thought-out headlines. I'm like, that's not gonna engage new prospects, right? Yes, it helps. It moves you into the market, but it's not actually gonna grab people's attention. When you're running these ads, you wanna make sure that your first the ad creative, which is the actual visual of the ad, is engaging, is captivating. You've got an engaging headline that speaks specifically to your market, and you've got a very simple, straight call to action that's going to get them to click on the link and either fill out a form or take them to a landing page. So talking to a marketing team that's done it before, or even if you guys are wanting to do it, if you guys want to do it yourselves, you want help with it, or just comment me below. I'd be happy to audit your guys' ad accounts to see what we can do to help you guys move along. But again, I wanted this just to be quick and short. The old way is reactive, the new way is proactive. We want to be proactive business owners. We want to be proactive builders who are proactively promoting the brand, creating awareness for the company so that we're setting ourselves for success in the future. Guys, grab the resources in the group. Again, if you have any questions, tag myself or any of the other admins in the group and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.